Welcome to my dear student. Today class discuss about the subject name is heat power engineering. Chapter name is fifth chapter steam turbines. In this chapter we discuss about the previous period we have learned about. The last class in the previous period we have learned about construction of velocity triangles for reaction turbine. Construction of velocity triangles for reaction turbine. Degree of reaction, ratio of enthalpy drop in moving blades to the enthalpy drop in stage. This topic we have learned about in last class. In this topic, in the previous period we have learned about, in last class we have learned about construction of velocity triangle for reaction turbine. Degree of reaction, ratio of enthalpy drop in moving blade to the enthalpy drop in stage. This topic is completed in last class. Today class we discuss in today class. On completion of this period you would be able to solve numerical problems on impulse turbines related. Solve numerical problems on impulse turbines related. Example 1. First problem is impulse turbine related. In a simple impulse turbine, the nozzles are inclined at 20 degree to the direction of moving blades. In a simple impulse turbine, the nozzles are inclined at 20 degree to the direction of moving blades. The steam leaves the nozzle at 375 meter per second. The blade speed is 165 meter per second. Calculate suitable inlet and outlet angle for the blades in order that axial thrust is 0. The relative velocity of steam as it flows over the blade is reduced 15% due to friction. Also determine the power developed for a flow rate of 10 kg per second. In this is a first problem, first example. In a simple impulse turbine, the nozzles are inclined at 20 degree to direction of moving blades. The steam leaves the nozzle at 375 meter per second. The blade speed is 165 per meter per second. Calculate suitable inlet and outlet angle for the blades in order that axial thrust is 0. The relative velocity of steam as it flows over the blade is reduced 15% due to friction. Also determine the power developed for a flow rate of 10 kg second. Power developed for a flow rate of 10 kg per second. In this problem, given data, solution. Given data AB is equal to blade velocity U is equal to 165. AC steam is inlet velocity, steam inlet velocity 375. Alpha is at 220. Inlet angle, nozzle angle alpha is equal to 200. K is equal to 0.85 constant. M is mass rate 10 kg per second. It is given that axial thrust is 0. Vf1 is equal to Vf2. Inlet flow velocity Vf1, steam inlet flow velocity, steam inlet flow velocity Vf1 is equal to steam outlet flow velocity Vf2. It is given that axial thrust is 0. Solution by graphical methods. Are using graphical method velocity triangles. Solution by graphical methods. Select suitable scale. 1 centimeter is equal to 100 meter per second. In this figure, velocity triangle beta, alpha, AB, FD, CDE, these are indicated. Draw AB. U is equal to blade velocity 1.65 centimeter. Draw AC. AC as shown in this figure. Draw AC at 20 degree from a length is equal to 3.75 centimeter. 3.75 centimeter. From a length 3.75 centimeter. 5 centimeter. Join BC. Extend AB right side. Draw vertical from C. Let intersect point D. Draw vertical from C. Let intersect point D. The solution by graphical method. Select suitable scale. 1 centimeter equal to 100 meter per second. First one is draw AB. U is equal to 1.65 centimeter. Second is a draw AC at 20 degree from a length is equal to 3.75 centimeter. Join BC. Extend AB right side. Extend AB right side. Draw vertical from C. Let intersect point D. This figure. Vertical velocity triangle figure as shown in this figure. Solution by graphical method. Draw parallel line from C as VF1 is equal to VF2. Then VR2 is equal to K into AC 3.1875 centimeter. From B, draw arc with radius 32 mm 3.1875 centimeter on parallel line. Join BE. Join AE. Extend BA. Draw vertical from E. This solution by graphical method condition. Draw parallel line from C as VF1 is equal to VF2. Then VR2 is equal to K into AC 3.1875 centimeter. From B, draw arc with radius 32 mm 3.1875 centimeter on parallel line. Join BE. Join BE. Join AE. Extend BA. Draw vertical from E. This figure. Solution condition. Now measure theta and phi. Theta is equal to 34 degree and phi is a 24 degree angles. Power ME is equal to VW1 plus or minus VW2. Measure VW1 and VW2 from velocity diagram. VW1 is a 3.523 centimeter. VW2 is a 1.254 centimeter. VW1 is equal to 3.523 into 100. 352.3 meter per second. VW2 is equal to 126.8 meter per second. 10 into 165, 352.3 plus 126.8. 7,90,515 joules per second. Pressure is a 790.515 kilowatt. This is a first problem is completed. In first problem this. Now measure theta and phi angle. Theta is equal to 34 degree and phi is equal to 24 degree. Theta is a inlet blade angle, phi is the outlet blade angle, power is a ME is equal to VW1 plus or minus VW2. VW1 is a steam inlet, while velocity VW2 is steam outlet while velocity. Measure VW1, VW2 from velocity diagram. VW1 value is 3.523 centimeter. VW2 is a 1.254 centimeter. VW1 is equal to 3.523 into 100, 352.3 meter per second. VW2 is a steam outlet while velocity 126.8 meter per second. 10 into 165, 352.3 plus 126.8, total 7,90,515 joule per second. Pressure is 790.515 kilowatt. This is the first problem is completed. We solve in next problem, second problem. This first problem is given data this AB is equal to 165, AC is equal to V1 375, alpha is equal to 200, K is equal to 0.85, M is equal to 10 kg per second. It is given that axial thrust is 0, Vf1 is equal to Vf2. Solution by graphical method. Select suitable scale. 1 centimeter is equal to 100 meter per second. Draw AB. In this figure, velocity triangle, draw the line AB is equal to E is equal to 1.6 centimeter. Draw AC 20 degree angle from A. Length 3.75 centimeter. A to C. Angle is 20 degree. Length is 3.75 centimeter. Join BC. This BC line may be joints as shown in this figure. Extend AB right side. AB may be extended in right side. Draw vertical from C. Draw vertical from C. Let intersect point D. Solution by graphical method. Condition. Draw parallel line from C as Vf1 is equal to Vf2. Then Vr2 is equal to K into AC equal to 3.1875 centimeter. From B, draw arc with radius 32 mm, 3.1875 centimeter on parallel line. Join BE, join AE, extend BA, draw vertical from E. Solution from condition. Now measure theta and phi. Theta is 34 degree angle and phi is 24 degree. Power ME into VW1 plus or minus VW2. Measure VW1 and VW2 from velocity diagram. VW1 value is 3.523 centimeter, VW2 is 1.254 centimeter. And VW1 3.523 into 100, 352.3 meter per second. VW2 is equal to 126.8 meter per second. 10 into 165, 352.3 plus 126.8. Next 7,90,513 joule per second. P is 790,515 kilowatt. This first problem is completed. We solve in second problem. First problem is completed. We solve in next problem. Example 2. A single row impulse turbine develops 130 kilowatt of power. A single row impulse turbine develops 130 kilowatt of power at a blade speed of 180 meter per second using mass flow rate of 2 kg per second. Steam leaves the nozzle at 400 meter per second. Blade velocity coefficient is 0.9. Steam leaves the blade axially. Steam leaves the blade axially. Determine nozzle angle, inlet and outlet blade angles assuming no shock. Also determine diagram efficiency. This is a second problem. A single row impulse turbine develops 130 kilowatt of power at a blade speed of 180 meter per second using mass flow rate of 2 kg per second. Steam leaves the nozzle at 400 meter per second. Blade coefficient is 0.9. Steam leaves the blade axially. Determine nozzle angle, inlet and outlet blade angles assuming no shock. Also determine diagram efficiency. This is a second problem. We solve in second problem. In the second problem, given data u is equal to AB, blade velocity 180 meter per second, steam velocity V is equal to AC 400 meter per second, pressure 130 kilowatt, mass flow rate 2 kg per second, constant 0.9. It is given that as discharge is axial, beta is equal to 90 degree. Accordingly, VWT is equal to 0. These are given data in second problem. U is equal to AB 180 meter per second, V is equal to AC 400 meter per second, P is equal to 130 kilowatt, M is equal to 2 kg per second, K is equal to 0.9. It is given that as discharge is axial, beta is equal to 90 degree. Accordingly, VWT is equal to 0. Solution by graphical method. Velocity triangle as shown in this figure. Velocity alpha, beta, theta, phi. This angles is there in velocity triangles A, B, C, D, E. Select suitable scale 1 centimeter is equal to 50 meter per second. Draw AB is equal to U is equal to 3.60 centimeter. Draw AB is equal to U is equal to 3.6 centimeter. Power 130 kilowatt. Power is 130 kilowatt. MU VW is equal to 130. VW is equal to 0.361 kilometer per second. This converted meter per second 361 multiply 10. Draw AD as shown in this figure. Draw AD. VW1 is equal to 7.22 centimeter. VW1 means steam inlet while velocity. Draw arc from a radius V1. V1 is a steam inlet velocity 8 centimeter. Draw arc from a radius V1 is equal to 8 centimeter. Solution by graphical method. Select suitable scale 1 centimeter is equal to 50 meter per second. Draw AB. U is equal to 3.60 centimeter. Power is equal to 130 kilowatt. M is equal to VW1 is equal to 130. ME is equal to VW1 is equal to 130. VW1 is equal to 0.361 kilometer per second, 361 meter per second. Draw AD. VW1 is equal to 7.22 centimeter. Draw arc from a radius V1 is equal to 8 centimeter. This is velocity triangle. Solution by graphical method condition. Fifth point. Draw vertical from D. Let it intersect at point C. Join AC BC as shown in this figure. Then VR2 is equal to K into AC, 4.5 centimeter. VR2 means steam outlet relative velocity constant AC. From B, draw arc with radius 7.2 centimeter. Draw vertical from A, intersect point is E. Join B. This are solution by graphical method condition. Solution by graphical method condition. Draw vertical from D. Let it intersect at point C. Join AC BC. Then VR2 is equal to K into AC, equal to 4.5 centimeter. From B, draw arc with radius 7.2 centimeter. Draw vertical from A, intersect point is E. Join BE. Solution. Now measure theta and phi. Theta is 44 degree, phi is 37 degree and alpha is 26 degree. Blade or diagram efficiency. Blade or diagram efficiency. Blade or diagram efficiency. Work done on blade, energy supplied to blade. Work done on blade, energy supplied to blade. 2U into VW1 by V1 square. VW1 is a steam inlet while velocity V1 square a steam inlet velocity. 2 into U blade velocity 180 into 361, 400 into 2, 400 whole square, 0.81225, 81 by 25%. Diagram efficiency or blade efficiency. Blade or diagram efficiency is 81.25%. Solution by graphical method. Draw vertical from D, let it intersect at point C. Join AC BC. This
drawn in case of steam turbine. So for this we are having this blade. So this blade is moving with the velocity u. We can consider that this blade is moving with the velocity u. Now we need to draw inlet velocity triangle or velocity triangle at inlet. So for this, the steam jet coming out of the nozzle is at a velocity v1. It impinges on this blade. So this segment AB is representing the velocity v1 and the jet with velocity v1 is striking the tip of the blade at this point, that is at B point, with the absolute velocity v1. So this means that the steam jet coming from the nozzle at a velocity of v1 impinges on the blade at an angle of alpha. So the angle at which the segment AB is striking the blade is nothing but the nozzle angle. So it is angle alpha. So velocity v1 is inclined at an angle alpha. Now this velocity v1 is having two components which we can see as segment AD and BD. Segment AC is representing the blade velocity at inlet, that is u1. Now if we draw a line from point C to point B, then it will give us segment BC, and this segment BC is nothing but the velocity VR1 which is inclined at an angle theta. So first of all we are having absolute velocity v1 which is inclined at an angle alpha. The jet is striking the blade with a velocity v1. Now, because of this input, the blade moves, and the blade is moving with a velocity u, which can be drawn here as well as u1. Now, v1 minus u1 will give us another velocity which will be equal to vr1, that is relative velocity. So this relative velocity is represented by the segment BC, and this segment BC is inclined at an angle theta. So this angle theta is nothing but the entrance angle of moving blade. So this angle alpha is for nozzles and this angle theta is for moving blades. Then the steam glides over the blade without any shock and discharges at a relative velocity of v2. So this is all about velocity triangle at inlet. Now when the steam jet is coming at a velocity v1, it is striking the blade at point B, then it flows over the blade, and then we will get the components of outlet velocity triangle. Now the steam jet, after striking the blade with the velocity v1, it glides over the blade starting from point E to G. The steam then glides over the blade without any shock and discharges at a relative velocity of vr2 at an angle phi. So here we can see that velocity vr1 is inclined at an angle theta and velocity vr2 is inclined at an angle phi. That is the tangent to the blade. The relative velocity at inlet is same as the relative velocity at outlet if there is no frictional loss in the blade. The absolute velocity v2 of leaving steam makes an angle of beta to the tangent of the wheel. So here we can see that segment EG is giving us the velocity vr2, segment GF is giving us the velocity u2, whereas segment EF is nothing but velocity v2, and this segment EF, that is velocity v2, is inclined at an angle of beta. Segment FH is giving us whirl component at outlet vw2 and segment EH is giving us flow velocity at outlet vf2. Similarly, we have segment BD in the inlet triangle giving us the velocity value of vf1, and segment AD is representing the whirl component at inlet, that is vw1. So these are the inlet and outlet velocity triangle about which we already know because of impact of jet. Now these two triangles can be combined together in order to have convenience in solving the problems. That means to have convenience in solving the problems on turbines, it is a common practice to combine the two vector velocity diagrams on a common base, which represents the blade velocity u as shown in the figure. So now we need to draw a line, and this line will be the line for blade velocity u, and this blade velocity u will be common to both the triangles. So that is how we are going to combine inlet and outlet velocity triangle. This is the general practice which needs to be done in order to solve the numericals on steam turbines. So this is the segment ML, which is representing the blade velocity u, which is also equal to u1 and u2. So the inlet velocity triangle can be shown in this way, and similarly the outlet velocity triangle can be drawn here. So triangle PLS is representing the inlet velocity triangle, whereas triangle MQN is representing the outlet velocity triangle. Here in this triangle we can see all inlet values which are shown by suffix 1, and here in the triangle MQN we can see all the outlet values which are shown by the suffix 2. So this is how we need to combine both the velocity triangles in order to simplify the problem, or in order to have convenience in solving the numericals. So from Newton's second law of motion, we can calculate the formula for force, or we can derive the formula for force. So force, that is tangential force on the wheel, is equals to mass of steam into acceleration. So mass of steam per second into change in velocity. We have simplified it or modified this formula, as we know that acceleration is change in velocity per second. So we have taken this per second below the mass of steam. So that's why we have written mass of steam per second into change of velocity. So mass of steam is denoted by m dot s, whereas change of velocity is vw1 minus vw2. As we are calculating or deriving the formula for tangential force, so we need to consider the terms or the lines which are tangent to the blade. So VW1 and VW2 are to be considered in order to calculate the tangential force on the wheel. Next is work done on the blades per second. So for the formula for work done on the blades per second, we can write it as force into distance travelled per second. The general formula for work done is basically force into distance. But here as we have work done on blades per second, so that's why we have written force into distance travelled per second. So again, as in the previous slide, we have seen the formula for force, which was m dot s into VW1 plus VW2. And distance travelled per second is nothing but the movement of the blade per second. Movement of the blade per second means it is velocity. And if we are talking about blade, that means we need to consider blade velocity. So that's why the formula for work done on blades per second becomes m dot s into VW1 plus VW2 into u. Now power can be calculated or derived in such a way that power per wheel equals to same work done on the blades. Just we need to divide it by 1000 in order to get the value of power in kilowatts. So here we have written VW in place of VW1 plus VW2 because in the diagram we can see VW1 plus VW2 is giving us VW, the main segment PQ. Now one thing which needs to be noted down here in case of tangential force formula is that formula is m dot s into VW1 minus VW2. But the value of VW2 is actually negative as the steam is discharged in the opposite direction to the blade motion. Therefore, due consideration should be given to the fact that the values of VW1 and VW2 are to be added while doing the solution of the problem. That means while doing solution of the problem or doing calculations, this formula will not be taken as it is. This formula will be taken in the form of m dot s into VW1 plus VW2. So that's why in case of work done on the blades per second, we have considered the formula of the force as m dot s into VW1 plus VW2 into u. Now further we are having some formulas for efficiency. So blade or diagram efficiency in case of steam turbine equals to work done on the blade divided by energy supplied to the blade. So work done on the blade per second is equals to m dot s into VW1 plus VW2 into u as we have seen in previous slide divided by energy supplied to the blade is m dot s into V1 square by 2. Now m dot s gets cancelled. So that's why we will have modified formula like this VW1 plus VW2 into u divided by V1 square by 2. Next formula is of stage efficiency. So in a stage of steam turbine, what we have is either a nozzle and a moving blade or a fixed blade and a moving blade. That means a set of fixed blade or moving blade can be there in a stage, or one nozzle and one set of moving blades can be there in a stage. So stage efficiency is equals to work done on the blade per kg of steam divided by total energy supplied per kg of steam. So work done on the blade per kg of steam is VW1 plus VW2 into u. Per kg of steam is mentioned, that's why we have not taken m dot s here. And total energy supplied per kg of steam, that means we need to consider heat energy here, and in order to consider heat energy we need to take enthalpy values. So total energy supplied per kg of steam will be equal to 2 into H1 minus H2. So that is how the formula becomes in this way. Now we have nozzle efficiency as well. So nozzle efficiency is equals to V1 square divided by 2 into H1 minus H2. So this is the formula which is derived by using the steady flow energy equation. Now again we can have one formula for stage efficiency which will be equal to stage efficiency equals to blade efficiency into nozzle efficiency. So we will get the same formula as VW1 plus VW2 into u divided by 2 into H1 minus H2 if we have product of this component and this component. That means product of blade efficiency and nozzle efficiency. Now axial force on the wheel is equals to mass of steam into axial acceleration. So mass of steam is m dot s into axial acceleration. That means we need to consider the components of velocity along the axis of rotation. So along the axial direction we are having the components as Vf1 and Vf2. Now next is energy converted to heat by blade friction. So formula for energy converted to heat by blade friction will be equal to loss of kinetic energy during the flow over the blades. So as we know on the basis of law of conservation of energy that energy can neither be created nor be destroyed, but it can be converted from one form to another. So that's why the energy which is available in the steam, that is kinetic energy, gets converted into heat by means of friction. So that is nothing but the energy converted to heat by blade friction, and it will be equal to m dot s into Vr1 square minus Vr2 square. Now next component is blade velocity coefficient. It is denoted by K, and the relation for K can be obtained by Vr2 equals to K into Vr1. So K is nothing but the blade velocity coefficient. So in an impulse turbine, if the friction is neglected, the relative velocity will remain unchanged or unaltered as it passes over the blades. In general practice, the flow of steam over the blades is resisted by friction. The effect of the friction is to reduce the relative velocity of steam as it passes over the blades. In general, there is a loss of 10 to 15% in the relative velocity. Owing to the friction in the blades, Vr2 is less than Vr1, and we may write the relation like this, that is Vr2 equal to K into Vr1. So Vr1 is the original value, but because of the blade friction it gets reduced, and K is the coefficient which will show or represent that by how much amount the relative velocity is reduced. So K is the term which is called as blade velocity coefficient. Now the problem is given as in a turbine, steam issues from a nozzle with the velocity of 1200 meter per second. The nozzle angle is 20 degree, the mean blade velocity is 400 meter per second, and the inlet and outlet angles of the blades are equal. The mass of steam flowing through the turbine per hour is 1000 kg. So calculate blade angles, relative velocity of the steam entering the blades, tangential force on the blades, power developed, and blade efficiency. So for this we need to take blade velocity coefficient as 0.8. Now starting with the solution, we'll read the question again for writing down the given conditions. So in a turbine, steam issues from a nozzle, that means steam comes from a nozzle with a velocity of 1200 meter per second. So now steam is coming from a nozzle with a velocity of 1200 meter per second. So this is the absolute velocity, that is V1 at the inlet. Absolute velocity at inlet denoted by V1. So that's why V1 is equals to 1200 meter per second. The nozzle angle is 20 degree, that means alpha is given as 20 degree. The mean blade velocity is 400 meter per second, that means U is equals to 400 meter per second. And the inlet and outlet angles of the blade are equal. So that means theta will be equal to phi, because inlet blade angle is equals to outlet blade angle. This is given in the question. The mass of steam flowing through the turbine per hour is 1000 kg. That means mass flow rate of the steam is given as 1000 kg per hour. So m dot s is given as 1000 kg per hour. Take blade velocity coefficient as 0.8. So that's why we have written K is equals to 0.8. Now for solving this type of problem, or for solving the problems of steam turbine, we need to draw combined inlet outlet velocity triangle diagram to have convenience in solving. So first of all we need to assume a scale, and the scale needs to be assumed in such a way that the whole diagram will be drawn as per the scale, and then the required values will be converted according to the assumed scale or considered scale. So U is equals to 400 meter per second. This is given in the question. So segment ML, that is we have drawn the segment ML for representing the blade velocity U. So segment ML needs to be drawn for a length of 4 centimeter. So assuming the scale we have drawn segment ML, it is representing U equals to 400 meter per second. So as 400 meter per second equals to 4 centimeter, so that's why we can have a relation as 100 meter per second equals to 1. So we have drawn segment ML which is representing the blade velocity U, which is equal to 400 meter per second. Now, as we are aware that from point L, we need to draw angle alpha. Alpha value is given in the question as 20 degree. So from point L, we will be taking an angle of 20 degree. So angle alpha needs to be drawn here. Now the length of the segment which we will be drawing on this line will be equal to the value of V1. So we have to draw a complete diagram like this. Now the length of the segment which will be drawn from point L will be equal to the value of velocity V1. So V1 is given as 1200 meter per second. So that's why segment LS, here we will get a point S, and this segment LS is equal to 1200 meter per second. That means the length of this segment is 12 centimeter. So this is the line of 4 centimeter which we have drawn. We have taken an angle of 20 degree from point L. Now after taking that angle from point L, we are having the velocity V1 shown on the segment LS, and length of segment LS is 12 centimeter. So now we have got this end point. Now we can join the point M with point S, and we will get velocity VR1, that is relative velocity VR1 on the segment MS. Now the angle with which the segment MS or velocity VR1 is inclined is angle theta. So it will be giving us the blade angle at the inlet. So theta is the blade angle at inlet. If we will measure it through the measuring instrument, then we will get that the value of this theta is equals to 30 degree. Now by extending the line which can be drawn from point M and drawing the perpendicular from point S, we will get point P. By joining these two lines, we will get point P. So now this is how the inlet velocity triangle is completed. Here we can show VF1. So segment PS is showing the flow velocity at inlet, whereas segment PL is showing the whirl velocity at inlet VW1. Now similarly we need to draw the outlet velocity triangle considering this common blade velocity, segment ML. Now we are having segment ML, and in the question it is mentioned that blade angles at inlet and outlet are equal. So that's why theta is equal to 30 degree will be the value of phi. So we need to draw an angle of 30 degree from point M, and this will give us a line for VR2, as we have seen that the line which is drawn at an angle of phi is the line of VR2. But what should be the length of VR2 now? So we have given with the blade velocity coefficient, and blade velocity coefficient is 0.8. Now from here we can measure the length of the VR1. So by measuring the length of VR1, we will get that it is near to 8.3 centimeter, and that's why the value is 830 meter per second. So value of VR1 according to the assumed scale is equals to 830 meter per second. And then by using the formula VR2 equals to K into VR1, we can have value of VR2 is equals to 664 meter per second. K is 0.8, VR1 is 830, so we get VR2 equals to 664 meter per second. So now we have taken an angle of 30 degree here, and at the angle of 30 degree we need to draw a line, and the length of the line will be equal to 664 meter per second. That means near to 6.64 centimeter. So we need to draw this line. Now after drawing this line, we get an end point N, and if we join point L to point N, we will get segment Ln representing the absolute velocity at outlet V2. Now again, if we are measuring the angle with which the segment V2 is inclined, so it will give us angle beta. So now extending the line from point L and joining it with the perpendicular drawn from point N, we will get a point Q. And in this way, the whole combined inlet outlet velocity triangle diagram is completed. Now based on this, we can have a quick revision as well, that first of all we started with segment ML. Segment ML is representing the blade velocity U, and it is given in the question that U is equals to 400 meter per second. So we have assumed the scale that 100 meter per second equals to 1 centimeter. That's why 400 meter per second equals to 4 centimeter. So this line should be of 4 centimeter. We have taken an angle of alpha as 20 degree. It is given in the question, and we have drawn a line for V1. So V1 is equals to 1200 meter per second. So that's why a line of 12 centimeter, because we want the value of power in kilowatts. So by putting all the values and simplifying, we will get power is equals to 145.5 kilowatts. Now next is blade efficiency. So formula for blade efficiency is equals to 2 into VW1 plus VW2 into U divided by V1 square. So by putting all these values, like for VW1 plus VW2 it is equal to 1310, for U it is 400 divided by 1200 square. 1200 is the value given for V1. We will get the blade efficiency as 72.8%. Thank you.
The second problem we discuss a single rotor impulse turbine develops 130 kilowatt of power at a blade, speed of 180 meter per second. Using mass flow rate of 2 kg per second, steam leaves the nozzle at 400 meter per second. Blade velocity coefficient is 0.9. Steam leaves the blade axially. Determine nozzle angle, inlet and outlet blade angles. Assuming no stack, also determine diagram efficiency. In the second problem, in this problem given data, blade velocity is AB is equal to 180 meter per second. Velocity AC is equal to 400 meter per second. Pressure is 130 kilowatt. Mass flow rate is 2 kg per second. Coefficient is K is equal to 0.9. It is given that as discharge is axial, beta is equal to 90 degree. It is given that as discharge is axial, beta is equal to 90 degree. Accordingly, VWT is equal to 0. Solution by graphical method using this. Select suitable scale. 1 centimeter is equal to 50 meter per second. As shown in this figure, A, B, C, D is indicator phi's. Alpha is a inlet blade angle. Theta phi is a inlet and outlet blade angles. Alpha beta are nozzle angles. Alpha is a inlet nozzle angles. Beta is a outlet nozzle angles. Theta phi are blade angles. As shown in this figure, velocity triangle. Draw AB is equal to blade velocity 3.60 centimeter. Power is equal to 130 kilowatts. Mass flow rate into blade velocity into VW1 is equal to 130. While velocity of the inlet, steam inlet while velocity is equal to 0.361 kilometer per second, 361 meter per second. Draw AD, VW1 is equal to 7.22 centimeter. Draw arc from a radius V1, steam inlet velocity is equal to 8 centimeter. As shown in this figure, this figure is a velocity triangle. Solution by graphical method. Draw vertical from D, let it intersect at point C. Join AC BC, then VRT is equal to K into AC is equal to 4.5 centimeter. From B, draw arc with radius 7.2 centimeter. Draw vertical from A, intersect point is E. Draw vertical from A, intersect point is E. Join BE in this solution. Now measure theta and phi. Theta and phi are the blade angles, inlet and theta is a inlet blade angle, phi is a outlet blade angle. Theta value is inlet blade angle is 44 degree centigrade, outlet blade angle is 37 degree. Alpha is a inlet nozzle angle 26 degree centigrade. Blade or diagram efficiency, work done on blade by energy supplied to blade. This ratio is called diagram efficiency or blade diagram efficiency. Blade efficiency. This 2U into VW1 by V1 square. This substitute values in this above equation. 2 into 180 into 361 by 400 whole square. This values we will blade or diagram efficiency value is 0.81225, 81.25%. The second problem is solution is completed. In this summary, in this class, if flow is axial, in this class we discuss about if flow is axial, beta is equal to 90 degree and VWT is equal to 0. If axial thrust is 0, Vf1 is equal to Vf2. If axial thrust is 0, Vf1 is equal to Vf2. In this, if flow is axial, beta is a outlet nozzle angle, VWT a while steam outlet while velocity VWT is 0. If axial thrust is 0, Vf1 is a steam inlet flow velocity, steam outlet flow velocity. Vf1 is a steam inlet flow velocity, Vf2 is a steam outlet flow velocity. Frequently asked question in this topic, steam is issued from the nozzle at 800 meter per second, the velocity of moving blade is 200 meter per second and the mass of steam flow rate is 1.5 kg per second. The nozzles are inclined at 16 degree to the plane of the wheel, taking friction factor as 0.85 and outlet angle of blade as 30 degree. Find power developed, inlet blade angle, blade efficiency, axial thrust. We have find out this power developed, inlet blade angle, blade efficiency, axial thrust. Second problem is steam with velocity 600 meter per second enter an impulse turbine, row of blades at an angle of 25 degree to the plane of rotation of blades. The mean blade speed is 225 meter per second. The exit angle of the blade is 30 degree. There is a loss of 10% in relative velocity due to friction in blades. Determine blade angle at entry, work done per kg of steam, diagram efficiency, end thrust, kg of steam. These are frequently asked question exam point of view. This question may be asked in this topic. Today this topic is completed. Today class is completed. All of you thanks. Today class is completed. All of you thanks.